Hey guys, Jeremy here from School of What, Covent Garden. Happy weekend to you all. We're back for my takeaway, for your takeaway, and this week we're doing San Xian. It means the three treasures of the earth. Lovely name. Now, our Fakeaway series is all thanks to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting us. We are here with this Fakeaway series to support the reopening of the restaurants here in the UK, especially in London, but of course, all the restaurants around the world too. This dish is delicious. Oh! So we've ordered this takeaway version of the San Xian Three Treasures of the Earth from a lovely little restaurant nearby us in Holborn, just around the corner from Covent Garden, called Restaurant Her. And it's a dish that originates from Shandong province in China, which is northeast China. Very, very simple and is vegan. We've got three treasures of the earth are supposedly your aubergine, pepper and potato, because essentially you can find them everywhere. Have a little taste. Really, really simple cooking. A lot of people don't know how to cook aubergine well. I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of onion. And as always, we've got big onions here at the school, so I'm just going to take a quarter of this onion. And you want large dices of onion. And that's going to go at the top of my wok clock of ingredients. So 12 o'clock on a round plate. I'll just set these all up. A little bit of garlic to go with that. I am actually going to pre-blanch all of the three vegetables separately in oil. It's to cook them through first before we then finish the dish off. And garlic for this dish, just in nice slices will do. Sometimes food as simple as this, it's really worth doing, and it's just nice and simple for a sort of midweek meal. So we've got onion, garlic, and then we're going to delve into our three treasures. And I've got this Chinese aubergine here, which I really like, mainly because of its colour. I'm just cutting these in diagonals. Probably don't need all of this pepper. We'll take about half of it. It's important not to overfill your wok whatever you're cooking. I'm going to go for nice diagonal chunks again with this, just for some simple presentation. And then my potato. I'm using a Maris Piper potato here. Any sort of white potato works well. And although this province is quite close to the coast, it's also quite mountainous. And so you can imagine all these sort of quite hardy vegetables growing easily around there. We cut that in thirds. It's quite a big potato, that. And then again, we're going to go for wedges of potato. So my San Xian, my three treasures are there. All I've got to do is just season my aubergine a little with some salt. You can put it in some water, but I'm going to cook it straight away, so I don't feel the need for that. So a bit of salt. And then I'm going to cover that in some corn flour. And that'll just allow the aubergine to cook through with a little bit of protection from that oil. And also it'll crisp up around the edges a little. And then with this corn flour and the aubergine as well, when I add the sauce to the stir fry when I'm finishing the dish, that cooked corn flour will just sip into the sauce and sort of silk the sauce a little. Sauce, really, really easy. I've got some light soy, dark soy for colour, and then some Shaoxing rice wine, pinch of sugar, and then some vegetable stock, which I'll use as and when I'm cooking. So, as I say, we're blanching in oil, which is essentially deep frying, but it's more of a shallow fry because I've got the heat of this oil on a low to medium heat. And we're going to cook the potatoes through until they're 80% there. Again, the same with the aubergine, and then we'll finish off with your onions, garlic, peppers, sauce, with the rest of the stir fry. So, you know, there is some technique to this. And just go carefully when you pop it all in. My wedges of potato in. You're going to cook your wedges of potato until they're nice and crisp on the edge. You're going to take probably about 6 to 8 minutes for these potatoes to cook through nicely. Now, you'll know once your potatoes are cooked, not just from the colour, or 80% cooked, but also from the sound. And they'll be bubbling away still, but they won't be like really, really sizzling. So these are definitely cooked. Another way to check is just poke your chopsticks into one of the thicker potatoes, and if it goes straight through and it's sort of soft inside, then they are ready to come out. So we've got these lovely chips right now. So my crispy potatoes. Same again with your aubergine, except this time with the aubergine, it shouldn't take quite as long, so you're probably looking at about 5 or 6 minutes maximum on your aubergine pieces. So with the aubergine, your oil needs to be sort of medium heat when it goes in, and then you want to lower the heat because you don't want to sort of over brown or char the edges of the aubergine. I mean, it's a healthy vegetable, definitely not a healthy way to cook it, but it will sort of taste and feel melt in the mouth. So all the preparation done, this is really nice and easy. A little bit of oil. The onions go in. I'm not going to put the garlic in straight away. Just char up those onions first and soften them lightly. Your peppers in. And this really sort of shows you, you know, yes, all these vegetables could have been thrown in at the same time, but there's no way that they would have cooked the right, you know, cooked through all at exactly the same time. So even with stir frying or something like this, you know, you need to treat each vegetable correctly. Treat them well, take care of the veg, and they'll take care of you. Sounded better in my head. So notice I haven't used a lot of oil at this point because obviously we've blanched the two thicker veg in oil, and I'm just getting this sort of blistering around the peppers and the onions. I will add a little bit of oil just before I pop the garlic in. Oh, as soon as that garlic hits the wok, start to crisp up. You can smell beautiful aroma. My veg that have been pre-cooked, 80 to 90% already, straight in. Fold those through carefully. Don't break up your aubergine if you can help it. My light soy, rice wine, dark soy, into really hot wok. Give that a flick through first so that all that veg picks up the flavour of the sauce. And then your stock goes round the edge of that a little bit at a time. You want that to come to a vigorous boil before you add any more sauce. And much like any sort of stir frying that I like to teach you guys, we're punching all that flavour of the dark soy, light soy, and sugar into the vegetables. My aubergine looks like it's starting to wilt a little. I'm going to add a little bit more stock. That's the last round of stock there. And then bring that to a boil. Some sesame seeds, just to fold that through at the very end. And then serve up. Get those aubergine pieces over the top so you can see the colour of them. That's my version of the San Xian. I mean, this is freshly cooked, you know, but they look very, very similar. And perhaps mine is less saucy. I could have put a little bit more veg stock in there. But the potato would really melt in mouth. And try that aubergine with a little bit of pepper. I don't often these days go to a Chinese restaurant, but when I do with my family, I tend to order lots of different dishes, and we'll always have a dish like this on the side. But if you're vegan, you can have it as a main course too. Guys, here's my version, or my fakeaway for the takeaway from Restaurant Her, just around the corner. They both taste delicious. If you do like this video, don't forget you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, but also for exclusive videos and competitions and prizes that you can win on a monthly basis, head over to our Patreon channel, School of What Patreon, and you can get involved over there.